I forgot to flop it over. Woe is me. Woe is me. All right. Show this around. Probably stream for about an hour. Oh, my stuff's broke. There we go. Then we pop on YouTube. It's just like, yeah, you want to go share things? Oop, didn't mean to click on the video. Just want to share it. Wait for some people to pop into the chat. It's fine. You want to subscribe to your own channel? Nah, yeah, that's fine. Oh, I just want to share. It's so hard to share. Oh, real quick, get a drink, and then I'll swap it back over. Ooh, I got a lot of... Did I fill this up before I came down? Oh, well. At least I got a good swig. All right. Why does it say close here? I don't understand. Does it say close if I close it? Oh, yeah, it's just there. Okay. Weird. Oh, you know what? I probably should monetize this. Think about it. The thing I'm failing that I didn't do the same to the last one either. Did we swear in that last live stream? I don't think. You know what? We'll say inappropriate language. Better safe than sorry. But anyways, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geekus. My name's Steve. Ugh. Figure we'll wait to show off Kiryu until we get a couple more, hopefully get at least a few more people in here. The primary thing I want to work on today is this guy. Got his face is all sculpted. Hey, Andrew. So that's all done. So next I need to heat this up with the heat gun, and then I'm going to try to sculpt it. Hey, Chuck. I was be like, you just woke up, you lazy bum? And I'm like, oh, yeah, your work schedule, yada, yada. Where is my sculpting tool? I have one down here specifically for working on this guy, and I don't know where. It's kind of the story of the streams lately. Great. Oh, there's. I was going to say. This guy will work. Ugh. So what I need to do is heat this stuff up so I can kind of reform it and try to smooth out the edges a little bit and such. And then also to draw the lines into here too. So that's my goal with that one. So since we got a few people in here chatting now, we get more people, I'll bring it back in. But this is the most recent guy I just wrapped up for the Etsy. Yeah, it's like one of those old battle menus. So it's like all the good like 80s and 90s cartoon characters. It's even got like Toxic Avenger. I don't know who that guy is. But SWAT Cats, Extreme Dinos, Biker Mice, Pizza Cats, Extreme Mummies, Mighty Ducks. I don't know the Penguin guy either. Bucky Rogers. It's like the dog I'm not 100% on. I know the cows, but I can't quite remember. It's like the moo somethings. I remember actively liking the Mighty Duck show. But here's the Kiryu just wrapped up today doing all his accessory stuff. So his head is all nice and clear coated. And then I did all the chains for the backpack here. Well, at least that's what I call it. It's a smoke effect that goes around his neck and over top of the thrusters that I drill little holes into so I could attach all these wires, which are chains wrapped in fluoro wiring. And then the chains on the back of the camera, and the chains on the chest are just connected on the back here, sort of like a necklace would. But the nice thing is this is all also removable, so you don't have to worry about damaging the figure. So like that pops off, and then you just put the old Kiryu head back on if you wanted to. Same with the backpack's a little bit of a slightly tighter fit, but because I heated it up and attached it, but this is also just removable. So it comes off. So you don't have to worry about damaging the figure or anything. And it just sits at the top of there. Sits right on the back neck piece and the thrusters. The only thing is I'm not 100% if I'm going to keep make the chains available for the front, because one there, it's kind of hard to get them on. I worry about like the paint scuffing. If people want to replicate the same thing, I'll probably make it available. If you want chest chains, I can add it to it. But primarily, it's just going to be the back piece and the head, I think, is what I'm going to have available. But the head kind of just sits on there, sort of like a Super 7, so the jaw is imposable. But it does attach, and then you can still rotate it around because it just sits on that ball joint. So you still get the posability out of it. You don't lose anything. Yeah, super happy with the way that came out. The only thing that sucks is like the resin I have to use for the head is pretty expensive compared to most of the normal resins I use. Like a small bottle of this runs about $50, where I can get a big bottle of most everything else for like 20 to 30. So it costs more and I get less of it. And then to make the smoke effects, which I actually have one here before I painted it, you can kind of see, but it's actually metallic because I added some graphite powder into it, mixed it up in the clear resin, and then printed it, so it gives it this metallic look to it, which I think looks really cool. So it's not like so the resin's fairly cheap, but I have to like add extra stuff to it, and then I also have to change the settings of the printer when I do this one. And of course, like doing the drilling and what have you, all takes extra time. But I'm going to set Kiryu to the side because I'm going to be working with some heat, so I don't want to randomly damage. Look, no, there goes that. And I have it on all the way. Head, where did you go? We need you. There you go. Stay on top of the Halloween box for now. All right. Oh, for this fun part, taking a heat gun. I'm just going to be applying heat to the front of this. And once you see when you're doing this, it starts looking kind of wet. You know that's got enough temperature on it. Hey, Russell. But because these are also thicker, it's going to probably take a minute to heat each one of these up. It's a little pliable. Not a ton, though. But like I mentioned, because it's so thick, you don't really have to worry about it warping that much. But I mainly just want to try to clean up these edges, so it doesn't look like pancakes kind of stacked together. Get that piece to tuck in. I'm more likely to have to go through like with a little bit of not Warbla, but epoxy putty just to clean up some stuff. There we go. Okay, now it's just applying a little more heat to the front here, where I can hopefully get it to where I can add some mold lines to it. Using this guy here, and just it's underneath. It almost kind of has like this muscle fiber look to the fins. Sort of like that. And just repeat process for each one. Good times, good times. Hey, Lady Draco. Say everybody's been relatively quiet today. Then again, I'm super sleepy. Yeah, the Gamora is one of the cooler ones, mainly because of this little frill thing. I think it just gives it more of a unique look. Actually, the one I probably like the most too in the Shin Ultraman. Sounds like they didn't really care for it too much. Like the monster designs were cool, but Gamora was definitely the one that had I think the most going on with it. Ooh, we had I was at a international food market the other day, and we found some like Detroit style deep dish pizzas that you can toss in the oven. So we grabbed some of those. Well, one of those, and that's what I ate for dinner. For lunch, we had peppered sausage with some roasted mushrooms, which probably should have been dinner, but I wanted it for lunch, so I didn't have to share. Uh oh. This part's sinking. Why is it sinking? Must not have enough as much support there. I don't remember what the Hasty one looks like off the top of my head. Like I said, I thought the design for it was pretty cool. Shin Ultraman. Like it was a nice update for it. Heat this up a little bit more. Just like I had those texture lines. Like conundrum I'm having right now is because the weight of the base on this, I need to use enough Warbla at the base, so I gotta be careful. Ooh, yeah, because that one's also kind of working too. That's kind of the trick of Warbla is like when you start messing with one of them, if you have multiple setup, it's gonna mess with all of them. I don't like this to be really heat up here. Need you to stay where you're at. Okay. I'll leave that one alone for a few. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo that part. Well, not like I just put some epoxy there to hopefully reinforce it, but it's not staying together. So I'm gonna have to redo that section. More than likely, I might have to. Once I get this kind of set up, I'll probably have to go run to the utility room and run this under cold water just to cool it down. All I wanted to do was smooth it out. Okay, I'm gonna bounce for 30 seconds. It does look like a graboid. Okay, I'm gonna swap you guys over for a second. I'm gonna go run this under cold water just to get it to stay formed, and then I can work on the next pieces. All right, now that Gabora has a little bit of a bath. Is it what, boy? Now start the next side. I might have to go do that with every single one of these because it seemed to do the trick. How's everybody else's night going this evening? It's going pretty splendidly. Outside of good Bora here giving us a little bit of fit. Not wanting to cooperate. Being a naughty kaiju. We have a missionary in the chat. Yeah, somebody saw God in the title. It was like, I'm sold. Good possibility. Saw the Kakiri with the flaming head and thought we needed Jesus. Gabora! Full rectamundo. Also, if you guys were in here, if you haven't liked the live stream or not subscribed yet, greatly would appreciate it. Any little bit helps. Any little bit helps the growth of the channel. So I would like to before we get done with YouTube, it'd be sweet to hit 100,000 at some point. Yes, it was Naranga. That's an OnlyFans pick for sure. Yeah, Gabora's a dirty kaiju. But yes, it was a chopped off head that resculpted a little bit. But real quick, wash this thing down again to get the same place. On a fun note, it's really quick. Like once you get like a little bit of cold water on it, it's pretty much back to being hard. Ooh, giggity. I feel like every time I do that, I'm like waterboarding it. Oh yeah, the pajamas. I have stuff underneath. I'm aware that these pajamas are not the best, but yes, there is a hole. Thankfully, you won't see anything. It's not like there's anything to be impressed about to see, but I came prepared. I just want to be comfy. And I think most of my other pajamas are currently in the wash. Like, these ones I was like, I bought the thing are like not even a week later, I randomly ripped them. Kind of funny seeing the water evaporating from this while I'm doing this. Actually, one of these days, I probably should just stitch it back together, but I'm lazy. I spent enough time trying to do these custom figures, a little on to fix my own things. Okay, get this side up real quick. Yeah, well, I even have fabric tape. I have the technology. It's just one of those things, like outside of like streams, the only people that probably really see anything. Once we get enough interest in it, we can start the OnlyFans. It's like testing the waters, you know? It's so weird trying to detail them. This thing like bending over my finger. Because I also got the silver from the paint pen I was using to flesh out the lining on this guy. I feel like if I had an OnlyFans, it would be like just be like us just talking dirty to action figures or something. Have like one of those feather whips, like smacking an X plus Godzilla or something. Especially the bad figures, like the ones that are really crappy. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, you're a bad figure, weren't you? Oh yeah, with your crappy joints. All right, real quick, walking away again. Say, my utility room wasn't a hot mess. I would bring you guys along with me just so we could be like, whenever I put them underneath the faucet. It's not clay actually. It's called Warbla. It's like a thermal plastic. You buy them in sheets. Usually you'll find them in like this like brownish yellow color, or you can also find it in this black tube. For his face, on the other hand, this was epoxy putty. That it's like an air dry clay that when it hardens really well. And it's really easy to get sculpting into. It's 2-part epoxy. You mix it together, and then you just incorporate it over top, and then do your sculpting. Yeah, there's a couple different mediums on this one. I'm gonna have to go back through and do a little bit of epoxy putty just to clean up a few areas, which we might have time to do. Yeah, about 20 minutes before I want to get off. Try to get this guy set up to paint soon. Tomorrow I might be working on the Michael. I try to get his head done. I think the head's the only thing I really got to like actively work on that thing. right? The rest of the outfit I'm just weathering. So I'll get this guy done, get Michael done pretty quick, and then be moving on to Springtrap. Springtrap, I'll probably have to order some resin for him, though. Yeah, I just sculpted the hair. Mainly. Anyways. I'm kind of excited to see how that one's going to turn out. I don't look forward to trying to make the files. That's pretty much my biggest gripe I'm going to probably have with that thing. Trying to make those, convert those cosplay files into something that'll fit on a 1/6 scale figure. The main thing you see me doing here for some of your newer viewers is I'm just trying to hide the seams because to make the frills, I use multiple pieces of Warbla and just like overlap them. And I'm trying my best to blend them together so that you don't see the lines. It's currently what I'm trying to do. The nice thing is you don't have to be perfect with this guy because it's Showa. So it looking a little misshapen is actually kind of in your favor. So like I have a general way I'm trying to do this, but it doesn't need to be perfect. Like I said, one of those weird things where it's like the more imperfections, the more authentic it makes it look. Yeah, because tomorrow my game plan is to pretty much try to wrap up the Krite puppets for myself, and I work on those. Maybe paint Zilla if I get enough time. There you go. And then it's just because I was just trying to hide the lines and then just adding the like muscle fibery looking detail. Don't really need anything for the back as long as it just looks clean. That's really all I currently care about. Would like to try to squish this thing piece over again. It would just be like some gray resin. Because it just all depends on what kind of resin in particular you're looking for. Basic gray resin would probably get the job done. Real quick, I'm gonna disappear. Oh yeah, no, you're good. I'll probably wait on working on that when I actually have some time to legitimately work on it. Because I forget how much that roto casts cost off the top of my head. for the most part, for like these 1/6 and the Ultramans, I'll probably need to get paid for these. But when the Rotocast will pay for any of the Sofubis that I make afterwards. So pretty much you pay for the Rotocast, you'll get a free Sofubi out of it. Like I said, I plan on making like Marmity style things out of it. That's what I like to do. Make some like obscure marmots. Like I said, red I think would be like a cool one to do. Alright. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. So I'm just gonna take some epoxy putty and clean up some pieces. Since we only got like 10 minutes, I think I'm not gonna worry about it today. What I think I'm gonna do actually, since we're here, is one, I'm gonna get Kiryu back out. I'm gonna move this thing so it doesn't melt my Kiryu. Oh yeah, like blah blah blah. The guys from is it Unleashed? Godzilla Unleashed? Would be cool to do. You guys can. Oh. So currently, yep, Godzilla Unleashed. Okay. My thought for this is it's going to be $56 shipped for the accessory pieces. Mainly because I kind of figure it's like 25 and 25. Help cover the cost of the chains, wires, and with this resin being like a custom batch, it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to make. And then this resin for the flame head, it's a little bit expensive. So I'm kind of just pricing them like I would if I was going to price them individually. Yep, that's the Ghost Rider MechaGodzilla, based off of the alternate illustration from the Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe or whatever that comic's called. But like I mentioned, it's just they're accessory pieces, so they don't damage the Kiryu in any way. It's just you got to pop the head off and remove all the backpack pieces, and then this just replaces the backpack, and then the head just slides over top of this joint, and then just sits in there, and then you can still rotate it around. Kind of just goes on like a marmot for the most part. Yeah. Love the way the colors came out. Like this resin's super dope for any kind of like fiery effect. But like I said, it just sucks because it's like twice the amount of a normal bottle would be. Well, like it's essentially the same figure. It's just this is the one I had out, so it's what I use. But like the neck and the backpack and everything's the same. It's just like the shoulders are different between the two. But yeah, you're correct. Because also from the comic, I tried to make the skull head look more 1954-y than the one on the comic. Yeah, personally, I like this one better. I think it works with the Ghost Rider theme a little bit more, but you could use either. And then, yeah, I tried to make it look more 54. And then the way they had the illustration, it's like the flame, and then there's smoke coming off the flame, and there's no way that would work for action figure purposes because it would just be like so much weight on the back of the head. You would just be like constantly popping this thing off. Well, like I said, what's nice too is it's all removable. Like I mentioned, the only one I'm debating on is I don't know if I'm going to make the chains, like the chest chains, available. If I put it on the Etsy or if somebody asks, I'll make them, but it'll probably be like a little extra. Because these things, I worry about possibly scuffing the paint because they are metal. My clamp stuck in its shoulder. Oh, is it legitimately stuck? I just slid it down a little too far. There we go. But I just set these chest chains up kind of like a necklace. So it's just got the little clasp on the back. And that just pops off. And then you just put your carrier head back on. You put the spike dorsal plate back on the back. That's meant to be removed. And then good to go. Anyways. Got a mic in my ears here. All right, Michael, how hard's your head to remove? Oh, there we go. And back in the box. Okay. Gotta double check real quick. Because I know you sent me pictures of the hair, and I know kind of, I vaguely remember off the top of my head what it looks like. Just trying to figure out how much of the hair I'm removing. Looks like pretty much all of it. I forget, did you want me modifying the mask too? Like adding the rip on this side and like the bloody effect? Yeah, that's what I was asking. So I was doing the hair, sweet. You want me to do the ripped part of the mask? Probably be a little more. Yeah, I think I'm just removing the hair period. Probably be easier. Next question. Looks like the hair's just glued on, so I wonder if I could just heat this thing up. I was going to Dremel it off, but I don't have to Dremel it off. I would rather not. Oh, where's my trusty little screwdriver? Trusty screwdriver with a flathead would be preferred. Or no, let's use screwdriver. It's not a little better shape. Feels kind of sacrilegious, like tearing into this thing. But I do got the pressure under here now, so. Damn it. Like I said, it would probably be cool still. It's just like, eh. Like I said, Vader's not like a certain like being stalked by Vader just doesn't sound as sweet to me. Especially in like the Dead by Daylight setting, like Vader like hooking people up to the hooks. It'll probably be cool still. But yeah, I think like we were just mentioning like Maul, like Darth Maul, I think would make a little more sense because of the whole like the witch background. Like thematically, he just kind of works. Like I was saying, even doing like zombie stormtroopers and like their special is like you actually get to shoot the gun, so you can shoot at people running away. But you have like a chance of it. Like you can't really aim it though. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like if you set it up sort of like Rogue One, where it's like dark hallway Vader is like the scariest thing. But then again, it's Vader. Like, why is he chasing you? He just uses the Force. Oh, I'm so close to having this thing off. I say that, but uh, it's a tiny screwdriver. I just had a big one not that long ago. I had sitting around. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's in a drawer over there. Oh, just punched myself. Don't mind me. Uh-huh. Oh, there we go. Oh, the eyes are like their own separate piece. That's kind of neat. I agree. This kind of works. Like I said, Maul, I think thematic. I would like if I was doing Star Wars, I would probably try to like actively avoid like Force users. So like the bounty hunters, even like Boba Fett, I don't think would work quite as well. But like IG-88 would be a sweet one. IG-88, yeah, Bosk. Well, on a high note, at least I don't have to sculpt hair. Just gotta remember not to lose this piece. And actually, I'm probably gonna want to super glue this in anyways, and then do the epoxy putty. So I think I'm gonna do that right now while we're sitting here. Oh, what the heck? I was using this like not that long ago, and it was like perfectly fine. I was even trying to think of like one of the Star Wars monsters, but the only thing that pops in my head is like, oh, you know what? Would be kind of sweet. Get the Wampa from Empire Strikes Back. I think like you could do. It'd be pretty sick to have the Wampa. Like you chased around by that. But yeah, but you're getting smacked by a lightsaber. But then again, it's one of those like it's neat, but like thematically, it doesn't make much sense. Like, granted, getting slashed by a giant machete and still walking away from it doesn't make much sense either. Um, but I think it'd be like a lightsaber is a little even less like less realistic for me. Like I said, it'd still be cool, but it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, like the Womp would be dope. Killing. That is true. That is true. What the heck was that sound? Is it my laptop? I'm so lost. Okay. Well, we got this glued in. So when I do go to sculpt the hair, I'm also gonna have to Dremel out part of his head still, but that's gonna have to wait for another time. So I'm just gonna stick you up here next to good old Obi-Wan's head currently it's handing out up here. But anyways, you can help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. What's got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, and Facebook. Guys, like people today, what you know, donate, greatly would appreciate it. Also, if you guys are interested in possibly getting one of these Kiryu heads, you can check out my personal Instagram. Links in the description. The Kiryu head and the effects pieces. Also, these will be up on Etsy eventually. Etsy, there'll be a little bit more money because I got to account for fees. So the price goes up a little bit on them. So if you guys are interested, best way to get a hold of me for that anyways. I would recommend Instagram. Instagram would do PayPal. If you guys like to pick up some action figures for yourself, like some SH Monster Arts that aren't missing heads and what have you, Calcus is carrying more of them. Also with the Haya debacle currently, they're also probably one of the better places to pick up MechaGodzilla figures right now. So there's a link in the description for that as well. You save 6% off your order at code Steve Calcus to checkout. And also, if you guys pick up stateside stuff, also got a link in the description for Entertainment Earth as well. Easy way to, if you guys are already buying action figures, to support the channel that way. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.